Morning. It is a beautiful October morning, and the leaves are changing, and it's really beautiful out here. I'm at Ute Valley Pass Vlogging. I came back recently on a trip from LA. It was a fantastic trip. Gave a seminar out there to 65, 70 trial lawyers, and I'm flying back. This guy next to me, and normally I don't have conversations on planes, and I don't know. Actually, for me, like the moment I arrive in an airport to when I get off the plane, it's almost like the zen-like experience. I've rarely ever had bad travel days. I have taken an enormous pleasure in getting on a plane. I really do. It's out of your hands. You're there, and it's time to read. I really look forward to that. It's time to read, to people watch, to just, I get a chair massage. I really enjoy it. And I usually enjoy, hopefully, more of what comes out of these trips. The opportunity to share the stuff that I love and to see people make these changes. Anyway, so it's great. And but I also like to go into my own world. I rarely ever talk, and it's not because I don't love people. I just, for all the reasons I just explained, I just kind of retreat. And anyway, I ended up having a conversation with this guy, and we're doing the business talk and back and forth, and what do you do comes up. You can pretty much guarantee that. So what do you do? What line of work you in? What's your business? How do you make a living, Jess? Things like that. And a title is something I really struggle with. A lot of business heads with. If you don't know, if you can't explain what you do in 2 seconds or less, 1 second or less, go back to Candyland. And I do agree with that to a large extent. So the question of, are you a life coach versus a communications coach came up. So what are you like, a life coach? Are you a communications coach? Are you like an empowerment coach? I mean, what are you? And I've danced around with a lot of titles, and it's tough because they're all me. Empowerment coach, communications expert, life coach, healer, teacher, and then it lands on that last one, teacher. I teach in all these areas. The word teacher feels right to me, and yet it's sad because when I say teacher, the general population immediately thinks of a sad, small, cramped, sweaty classroom. Smells like fart, poured schlub. Why couldn't he just call himself a communications effectiveness coach? Sure. That's the safe title, and that is what I'm doing. I think if there was a difference between calling myself a life coach or a communications coach, I would go for communications, because communication is about taking that area within yourself that you've labeled as unusable, inoperative, through whatever shame or fear that you have cloaked around it, and used it to become one of your greatest teaching tools. So, does that fall into the life coach category? Sure. Does that fall into the... Hello. Hi. Does that fall into the communications realm? Sure. Because when you're taking the best of you and sharing it with the world, what better communication is there? What more powerful communication is there? So between the two of those, a communications coach is pretty good. But teacher makes the most sense. As I said before in a previous vlog, I gotta stop saying the word vlog. Humility is the core ingredient. Communications coach is great, but teacher carries humility to it, carries weight. So on my business card, it will say, Jesse Wilson, communications expert, peak performance trainer and coach. But what it really is for me is teacher. And maybe that's just what I should say on my business card. What do you think?